Actually, I left Burley the day before yesterday. I was in Pocatello. Yeah, but yeah, like we're at about an hour from Burley. Down 15. We're coming down, well, over here it'd be 80, 86, and now we're on Route 15 heading south toward Salt Lake City. Pocatello, Idaho. It's a nice place over here, man. Yesterday I picked up at Blackfoot. We run in the best potatoes they got to offer. No, I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm from the other side. That way. It's nice. The streets are nice and clean, man. It's nice over there. I probably walked about 30 miles around Pocatello yesterday, between yesterday and the day before. It is a very, very nice place. I like Burley too, and Twin Falls. Man, that Snake River where it cuts through, and you see the that big gorge they got with the golf course. You go over the bridge at Twin Falls, and there's like a gorge, a big river, and the golf course at the bottom. That's a sight to behold. I come through Burley probably once every month and a half, sometimes twice a month, depending on how things is rolling. But the last time I was here is about 2 months ago. Just about 2 months. Yo, so I didn't know what that was, and I was actually here last year for that. I walked all through Burley. They had, there was jet skis and people partying on the boats. And I was like, man, this is dope. I was like, I need a boat. I gotta meet some people out here. I know like 1 or 2 people out this way, man. It's super chill over here. I don't know nobody in Burley though. Not yet. I meet her all the time walking around, but not a familiar face quite yet. worked at a place like what's it called? MB Global. If you came to MB Global and got a rented a tractor and ran owner op, you could definitely come here and work 6 months, probably stack like anywhere from 50 to 70 grand. But you gotta run your ass off. But you can do it, yeah. You can come over here, make like 50, 70 grand, and then go home for as long as you want and come back. Because it'll be a rental truck, so you just give it back and come do that shit again next time. Like, it ain't no big deal. There's always the ways to work around. I mean, you know, companies don't like that, but it don't matter what they like. It's what you want. It's all about what you want and how you go about getting it. Oh man, gotta wake up. It is 5:38 on Wednesday, May 21st. 5:38 a.m. We got a beautiful day. Beautiful day ahead of us. We're gonna go down to Route 80 and take it all the way across. Back to the Midwest, through Chicago, and then straight up to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? I like going for hearing everybody's different accent when you hit places. Well, we're gonna do about 10 hours of driving, somewhere around 10 and a half hours of driving. We'll make it to maybe Wyoming. We should make it to Wyoming. Maybe the edge of Wyoming and Nebraska. So we'll go through Utah, well, Idaho, Utah, Wyoming. And depending if it's smooth sailing, we might make it to Nebraska. Yeah, America is big, man. And you go across it a couple times, it starts shrinking though. Or you just get used to it. I remember the first time I drove from New York to LA. It felt so long, but everything was so new. Like every valley you went over, it was a whole new scenery. So it was like a whole adventure. And then after doing it so many times, it's like, yeah, I got across here in 4 days. stop here and fuel up. Diesel is $3.56 today. Nice, not terrible. Let's see if we got the weight right. Perfect, spot on the money. Now, let's put some fuel in this thing and get going. Anything under 80,000 pounds, 36, under 34,000 pounds on each axle, and depending on what your truck's rated at, under 1,200 and 12,500 pounds for your steer wheels, the front two wheels that steer the truck. GK always come back asking the same thing. Of course I fought it, GK. Of course I did. I wouldn't be alive if I didn't fought. Neither would you. Everybody got to pass a little gas. Speaking of gas, well, I'm about to put some diesel in this thing. All right. Let's go. We're going to put diesel in the truck, diesel in the reefer, and some diesel exhaust fluid so the diesel burns clean. Or cleaner, clean as it can. I don't know if diesel ever burns clean, but 8, 19. Chilly outside. Let's put this hoodie on. Right. Let's go.
47 gallons. 356 of diesel. Def fuel 10 gallons at 422, 429, and reefer fuel at 9 gallons at 356. Gives us $605.34 worth of fuel. Not terrible. Wash your hands. Snap on.
What's a smash sandwich? What is this? Waffle. That blue truck's a Volvo.
Out of here.
are. We're in Idaho.
Lava Hot Springs. Water park nestled between the bosom of these mountains. KOA. Two went down there. It's a dope little town. Welcome to Lava Hot Springs, Idaho. Check out the little bungalows. All the construction over here. World-class hot spas, massage therapy. Oh, I need that. We got some truck parking. Boy, could I use a nice hot spa. I'd expect nothing less from you. This is what you think about in the morning? Farting on vegetables?
It is crazy. It's nice smooth sailing out here, and then you get to the city, it's freaking parking lot, inching along, all kind of weird smells. Yeah, man, this is where it's at right here.
jacked man, boy? I'm just looking for some clean protein. Clean?
Alright, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's Magnus Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, the latest couple of physique updates from Regan Grimes, just days away from taking the stage again in California at the Cali Pro, where he's going to be looking to qualify for the 2025 Mr. Olympia. And I think going into this show, based on the competitor list that we've seen, I do think that Regan is the favorite right now at this show. It'll probably be between him and Sassarati for the top two, but I think more than likely he's the favorite to win this thing. This will probably be where he gets his Olympic qualification. Now, like I said, he posted a couple of updates. One was this video, and the other one was this front double bicep shot. And this is the aspect of Regan's physique that this is what you're talking about. I think one of the reasons why the version of his physique that he brought into New York Pro hit so hard was that he clearly added size. So he was able to bring this aesthetic physique like you can see in this front double bicep, but he didn't look small, he didn't look narrow. Because he is a taller guy, that's kind of the problem that he's had in the past. And that's why he's constantly been trying to put on size in the off seasons. Because he's taller, he looks a little bit more narrow, despite the crazy weight that you see him post on Instagram in the off season, well in excess of 300 pounds. It never truly came across that way on stage next to these bigger open guys. And when you see him now, not only did he look bigger, but he brought a really well-conditioned package as well, combining all of that with his aesthetics. And, you know, he was up against guys like Nick Walker, and he didn't look small next to Nick. Nick is a freak. Nick is a mass monster. You saw the way that Nick made both Derek and Martin, and even Crizzo look at the Pittsburgh show. But when you see him next to Regan, Regan doesn't look small, even next to a guy like Nick. So I think that maybe now he's made the improvements that we've really been waiting to see from him for years. And I think that if he comes in on and he brings that comparable package to New York, he's going to win this Cali show. But I do think Sauce is a bit of a wild card with that crazy conditioning. If Regan comes in off here, I think Sauce will catch him. So that's the tricky thing about this show. Even though that Regan beat Sauce in New York, and he beat him solidly, it wasn't like a controversial, close thing. Even though we had that situation in New York, I think that Regan needs to be careful here, because if he does slip or come in a little bit off, that's where a guy that brings the conditioning that Sauce brings could be able to catch him slipping. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are your predictions for the Cali Pro? Do you think Regan will be able to lock it down and get that Olympic qualification this weekend? Now, next up in the news, this is kind of interesting as well. Nick Walker has recently changed his tone a little bit after both the New York and the Pittsburgh show, and he's kind of expressed his disappointment in how the Pittsburgh show went. Obviously, Derek won that show, but Nick recently put out a statement where he says, look, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win the Olympia this year. I'm going to say that I'll be top 3.
But there's still a lot of work to be done. 3-time New York Pro champ. Getting ready for the 2025 Mr. Olympia. I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm gonna win, but you better believe I'll be in that top 3. Where in that top 3 I'll be? I guess we'll wait and see.
And that's very different.
This is Interlock, and here is why you need it. In the modern age, you would think attaching your phone to a bike would be easy. It's not. The cases? Ugly. The mounts frustrating to align, and on the random occasions, this happens. That's why 3 of our best engineers, Simon, Nick, and Daniel, came together to solve it all. But how hard could it be? Turns out it's really hard. Like 18 months of terrible samples, unresponsive factories, and feeling like this was a big mistake hard. But after everything, they did it. Introducing Mouse Interlock, the next generation of mechanical phone accessories. Unlike bulky competitors, our cases are designed with 38 highly engineered parts, including an array of magnets guiding the case onto the mount, which is then secured by mechanical teeth, allowing you to attach your phone without any effort. Not only that, but also airship technology that absorbs and spreads energy on impact. And most of all, a flat case design that allows you to use MagSafe accessories and wireless chargers way faster. So whether you're cycling, riding, or just navigating the chaos of life, Interlock keeps your phone exactly where it needs to be.
Well, it's very different from the version of Nick as far as his confidence level, or as far as, you know, what a lot of people call cocky. He's said for years that he thinks he's going to win the Olympia. This year, not the case. He just wants to be, or says he's going to be top 3. And I think that's a little bit more of a measured approach that more people can get behind. That's definitely something I can get behind way more than him saying he's going to win. Do I think that Nick has a very real chance at being top 3 at the Olympia this year? Absolutely I do. I think that's more than reasonable and definitely more than possible. He almost beat Derek. And I think this is the main point that a lot of people disagree with Bob on. It's not necessarily that they think Nick is going to win the Olympia, but I think it's more the fact that Bob said he'll never win. Like I've said in several videos now, I think in bodybuilding you can never say never, because anything can happen. I think it's possible that Nick could win the Olympia. However, I also think it's unlikely. And that's why I think Nick's attitude here is a little bit more on par with what most fans probably expect from him. I think most of his fans, even like the diehard Nick Walker specific fans, I think even they are probably thinking top 3, not necessarily the win. But look, I mean, who knows? Like I said, the Olympia is in this very rarefied era right now. The title is changing hands, the Olympia title, more frequently than really any point in bodybuilding history over this last half a decade or so, none of these new Mr. Olympia champs have been dominant. And none of them, honestly, have been able to hold on to that Olympia title. I mean, even Big Ramy won it twice. He virtually disappeared after he lost it. Brandon Curry, Hadi Chupin, Derek Lunsford, Samson Dowda, even going back to Sean Roden, even though that was a bit of a different situation. These guys, they're not holding on to it. It's changing hands. So even though it seems unlikely, would I be shocked if Nick Walker won the Olympia this year? I wouldn't be, because it's been like a new champ every year. And if you think about it, if we were to have a new Olympia champ this year, somebody that has not won it before, so not Derek, not Samson, not Hadi, which has kind of been the trend over the past few years of a new guy winning it. If we're going to have someone new win it, the first name that comes to mind outside of those guys, to me, is Nick. So I think never say never, but still, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, next up in the news, Andrew Jack has another response to the London Murray situation. This is the last time I think we're going to talk about this, because I think most of you guys get the point now. People who disagree with this, they're always going to disagree. There's no convincing people that disagree with privately things. So this will probably be the last time that I cover it, or at least cover this specific angle, men's versus women's angle, and Linda versus arm angle. But I did think that Andrew Jack's response was pretty interesting here. So what was interesting to me about it is the fact that Andrew never gets involved in any type of drama. And in fact, on social media, he rarely posts at all, whether it's physique updates or anything else. He'll post like the occasional picture or video of him training, or the occasional picture or video of like whatever his sponsor is like wearing their gear. So him to put a main page post about this, I think means that Andrew was really upset by this. And what he said was this: me, IG, 850K, 18 of them, 3 million plus, common sense, me versus them, 6-to-1 ratio. He tags Linda Murray and says, Miss Olympia, you even contradicted yourself with this simple math. And then on top of that, he also shows a screenshot of the actual payment he received from the arm, which was $70,000 minus $21,000 for federal withholding. He received $49,000. Now, he also had the caption of this post: for some of you ignorant people who can't read or have listening deficiencies, let me be very clear. Why did Linda Murray call me out directly and personally? I don't follow her, neither do I know her or her stats. I've been in this industry for only 3 years, and I've never said anything about anyone, never complained. I've got nothing to do with Arnold's money or Instagram followers. That's the fans' choice. If you want to complain, go ahead, but keep my name out of your mouth. So I kind of share Andrew's confusion here, and I said this in the last video. I don't know why Linda specifically picked Andrew Jack to call out here, but when I was thinking about it, when I was reading Andrew's post, I did come up with an interesting theory about why she picked Andrew Jack. I mentioned in the last video that she works for Wings of Strength, the owner of the Olympia's company, and it's essentially the Olympia's production company. So essentially, via proxy, she.
I'm thinking about starting to run on the treadmill again. I need to drop my belly fat.
Yeah, no, that's total BS.
Via proxy, she works for the Olympia. So if you think about the Arnold Classic placings, what does first and second place have in common from the Arnold this year? Derek Lunsford, who won, he's a Mr. Olympia champ. Samson Dowda, who took second, is a Mr. Olympia champ. Andrew Jack is the next placing in line that isn't a Mr. Olympia champ. So if she essentially works for the Olympia, it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for her to call out first or second place, because they're both Mr. Olympia champs, and to try to make the argument that a Mr. Olympia champ doesn't deserve more prize money kind of diminishes the value of the Olympia title. So she really couldn't call out Derek first place or Samson second place. So Andrew Jack was kind of the next target in line, and I think that is why she called Andrew out instead of first and second. Because otherwise, I see no reason to just randomly, specifically pick on third place here. It just doesn't make any sense. So kind of again, back to my main point from the last videos, I think her argument was just disingenuous overall. And I think picking Andrew specifically was also disingenuous. And I've seen people like kind of 50-50 on the Andrew Jack thing. Some people are saying he's overreacting. Some people are siding with him. And I mean, at the end of the day, she called out Andrew Jack specifically. And essentially what she said was that he didn't deserve the prize money that he got. And with Arnold now raising the prize money for third place, she's also kind of arguing that he doesn't deserve more money than what he got if he got third again next year. So I can see why he'd be upset. She's essentially saying you didn't deserve the money that you made from doing the work that you put in. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, this is probably the last time I'm going to talk on this subject. I think most of you guys get it by now. Most of you guys agree. The bottom line is the divisions that are the most popular get paid the most money, and that's the bottom line. That's it. There's nothing sexist about it, and I continue to see like these really sexist geared arguments about this topic, and that's just not it. I don't think any of us are saying that these women are not talented, they're not great athletes, that they're not great, they don't have great physiques. They have all those things. These women are great. There's no denying. I'm friends with several of them. We are not diminishing the work that they put in, the talent that they have, what they bring to the sport, what they bring to the business, what they bring to the organization. But that being said, both things can be true. They can be very talented athletes, they can be very hardworking, all that stuff. That can be true, and it can also be true that those divisions just are not as popular as the other divisions and just do not bring in the money or the ticket sales or the viewership that the other divisions do. Both things can be true. It does not have to be this sexist argument. But I think the reason it's becoming that is because that's a very effective way to argue your point. If you can't directly take on the fact that one division is more popular and that's why they're getting paid more, adding the sexist angle to it makes your point a little bit stronger, because it adds like this social aspect to your point. But I don't think that social aspect has anything to do with what's going on with this prize money. I really don't. And I want to give a shout out to my buddy over at Muscle Discord here. He put up a really interesting post too. And I think this illustrates the point of Linda being affiliated with working for the Olympia. Both of these organizations, I got to give credit to the Olympia too. They raised their prize money to $600,000 for men's open bodybuilding for first place, which is awesome. And I think that in turn pushed the Arnold to raise it again. But it is worth pointing out, as Muscle Discord did here in his post, that all of the women's divisions at the Olympia, all six, and keep in mind the Arnold only has 3, but all 6 at the Olympia, the top 5 prize money for all 6 divisions, so 30 prize money slots, was less than one placing at the Olympia, first place, $600,000 compared to $570,000. So still, it's not just the Arnold. That disparity exists at the Olympia, which is the platform that Linda Murray is coming from with Wings of Strength. So I do kind of have a personal theory that Linda Murray's video was kind of an extension of the Olympia's response to fire a shot at the Arnold. I think that's why she didn't mention Derek or Samson, and that's why she mentioned Andrew. I think that's why she mentioned that the Arnold only had 3 divisions for the women, even though the Arnold only had 3 divisions for the men. And I think that's why she didn't mention at all that the prize money disparity is also massive at the Olympia. And I think that Andrew kind of unfairly got caught in the crossfire of this kind of rivalry between the Olympians. And again, I don't want to speak on behalf of all of you guys, but I think most of you guys probably agree with this, that we're not saying that the women are not talented or not gifted athletes and don't have great physiques. I don't think that most people are saying, this sexist viewpoint. I think most people just fundamentally understand the business aspect of this, is that the divisions that put asses in seats are the divisions that get paid the most. And I think most people are just kind of exhausted of seeing this men's versus women argument when we know that's not why this is happening. And I just kind of look at it from the perspective of like, it's so exciting to see these massive changes in bodybuilding and to see Arnold, this is out of pocket money that Arnold is taking for his own show to craft it in the way that he wants the show to be, that he thinks the athletes are going to get the most out of it, that he thinks the fans are going to get the most out of it, that he thinks is going to bring.
It's shocking how much of the equipment we've used for decades contains forever chemicals. This is the first innovation of its kind. This pan combines the
Public service announcement. I want to talk to my queens, my young queens, and parents with kids. It is a high alert right now, a high alert. Women and kids have been missing for years. No one talks about it, but it is a high alert right now. And I got a daughter. And I got a lot of nieces and a lot of female cousins. And I'm drilling them right now. And I'm telling them to not accept anything from anybody. No paper, no business cards, no money, not even a compliment. Most likely it's chemicals on that business card to get you drowsy for you to be taken away. Ubers, if you're catching an Uber, women, inspect the Uber before you get in. Take a picture of the license plate. Take a picture of the driver. Always sit behind the driver. If the driver says, I want to stop at the gas station, get the hell out the Uber, because most likely he'll pull up to a van for you to be taken away. If you at the club, hanging out with your girls, keep your drink in your hand 24/7 in front of you. I don't care if you're sitting at the table, sitting at the bar. Don't sit it down at all. These people are getting crafty on how they put things into the drinks. Or don't even be at the club right now because it is a high alert. And what it will do, that drink will get you drowsy for you to be taken away. If you at Walmart, Target, or any store shopping, women, especially young women, keep your head up, stay the hell off the phone, and watch your surroundings of people. If an old lady or someone asks you to help them to their car, do not accept it. Because most likely, they are luring you to a van to be taken away. If there's a van or strange car parked by your car, stay safe in the store. Call your loved ones to come get you to safety. Because most likely that van is there to take you away. If you get in your car, you see a dollar bill on your windshield, or even money in your car that you know you didn't put there, because maybe you left your car door open. Do not touch it at all. Go back in the store, call your loved ones to get you out of there, because most likely that money is there for a purpose to drug you, for you to be taken away. I know it's summertime, a lot of people want to go to the islands, especially young ladies. My daughter just did it with her friends, and I'm sure a lot of parents let their daughters go when they're of age. Young ladies, don't let the locals tie no ribbon to your ankle, your wrist, your arm. Don't let them put no trinkets on you at all, because most likely they're targeting you to be taken away. Parents with your kids, keep your kids to your side at all times. When you're getting in your car, put your kids inside the car you're getting in. And always lock your doors. Before getting in the car, inspect inside of the car. Put your kids in the same side that you get in, maybe even the same door, and you get in and you lock the door immediately. Because most likely, when you put them in from the other side and you walk around to get in your door, someone will open that door and take your kids away. If you get bumped while driving your car at night, ladies, if you get bumped from behind, don't get the hell out the car. And that goes for men too. Don't get out the car at night if someone bumped your car. Call police and keep it moving. Because most likely they're there to jack you out your car or women take you away. We must protect our queens, man. All the kings out there, we need to post. Let's stop posting silly shit right now. And let's protect our queens. Take a minute to protect your queens. And go through some of these social media posts that's talking about women awareness and your queen. On children, I approve this message.
The viral 30-second peak.
Would you rather one night with us or a year's supply of samples?
Year's supply of samples.
Let me tell you something. Sandwich at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, pastrami it is.
I just came from the dispensary and now I'm walking to my neighbor's to get eggs from her little stand over there. I'm buying eggs on the street and weed in the store. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The worst kind of broke is when it ain't you, it's life. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm actually getting money, but it keeps getting put to random stupid shit. I'm not really poor, but I keep going poor because life keep kicking my ass.
No matter how much you get, it's always happening. I guess it's just part of life's adventure.
You know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a way to uplift his
Me, so we only need one, baby, and there's enough for you.
Good job.
What a nice lady.
I won't date a man. I won't even talk to a man unless he eats these little end piece fries from Chick-fil-A. And you want to know why? Because if you eat these little dirt tasting shits, I know you eat ass. And I think that's beautiful.
You disgusting slut.
Man, I'm fucking pissed, y'all. I'm never bringing a torta home again, bro. This bitch got on my skeleton. It's nasty, big ass torta, bro. Fuck.
Now that's torta's gone wild.
Nah, sit. Sit happens. Let's get a drink.
You sick sons of bitches.
Anytime.
Again, bro. This bitch got on my skeleton. It's nasty, big ass torta, bro. Fuck.
Now that's torta's gone wild.
Nah, sit. Sit happens. Let's get a drink.
You sick sons of bitches.
Anytime you ask for a girl's number or you invite her back to your place, you have to have a reason. You have to add the because right after. They're 70% more likely to give you their phone number or come over if you have a reason.
Opposed to just like, hey, you want to come back to my place?
Yes. You have to say, do you want to come back to my place because I want you to meet my cat? Because I want to have a glass of wine with you. Because there's this awesome movie I want to watch. I want your number
Wyoming!
because I want to take us out for a drink.
This is 100% correct, guys. It's a part of negotiation. Before you ask for what you want, have the reasons why it makes sense. State your case.
Yo, why do athletes do this? This whole talking to themselves thing. Yeah, that's kind of weird. She's doing it too. I guess she's trying to hype herself up or something.
Can't no fighter beat me. Can't no fighter beat me. Can't no fighter beat me. Can't no fighter better than me. No fighter's better than me.
You see, the real reason why athletes talk to themselves is because they know something that you don't know. What you say to yourself matters much more than you think. Things that you continuously say start to shape your reality. And you know, it's not just limited to athletes. CEOs and top performers across the board use positive self-talk. Now the crazy part is that we all use self-talk on a daily basis. It's just the majority of us use it in a destructive manner. For example, somebody asks you how you're doing, people say hanging in there. not too bad. And when you give responses like that, whether you want to believe it or not, you're shaping your mind. You're shaping your outcomes. These people are not doing it for no reason. They understand the power. So it's about time you start using it in a constructive way instead of a destructive way.
This is your sign to go get the 3-on-6. My name is Melissa. I grew up hating my mouth, everything.
It's about time you start using it in a constructive way instead of a destructive way.
In these reckless videos, sometimes you plug in a gem. This guy's straight up on point.
You know what's the greatest gift you can give to your parents? It's not money. It's not retirement. The greatest gift you can give to your parents is to take the biggest burden of their life off their shoulders, which is you. You are your parents' biggest burden. Yeah, your parents are like, you're my greatest gift, I love you. No, but you're the biggest burden. They go to bed worrying about you, they wake up worrying about you, they go through their whole day worrying about you. Some of you get frustrated by your parents pushing you to a direction you don't want to go, but you don't understand, it's coming out of fear. They want you to have a good life. They want you to win. So you want to do something great for your parents? Show them you're a winner by playing like a winner.
Hey, sugar free.
What?
If she's standing outside, does that make her outstanding?
Well, goddamn.
What motivates high-ticket clients? 1. Money. Your work should make them more money. 2. Time. Your work should free up their time. 3. Status. Your work should make them look good. 4. Fear. Your work should help avoid a negative outcome. Learn how to talk about these things.
Brother, you need to stop chasing women. You need to stop obsessing about relationships, and you need to cut ties with the idea that you need a woman in your life right now. Most guys nowadays are feeling empty, lost, and without purpose. And instead of fixing the root issues, they end up using a woman to patch up their wound. That's why when a breakup happens, it feels like the end of the world, because it really was the end of the world. You made her your world. Let's be real, she could never be all that for you. She was just filling a space that God had intentionally left open to force you to grow, but you chose to get distracted instead. And I've noticed that there's one thing in common with every single guy I've ever met that's having relationship issues or is heartbroken from a girl. And the common denominator is that he is not proud of the life he is living. I've never once met a man who was locked in on his purpose and growing both mentally, physically, and spiritually in all areas of his life feel that way about a girl. Because that man built his life around God and purpose, which are things that cannot be taken away from him.
This is a really important thing to think about as we continue on with relationships. You know, for me, the good thing was I never made a girl the center of my life. She was just a certain part of it. So I wasn't destabilized super bad when they decided to do whatever they wanted. So, you know, that's a safety net. That's protecting yourself. You can never make the girl the center of your universe or 50-50 on things like your businesses, because they more than likely and inevitably will likely change their mind, and it'll cost you if you decide to put them in that position.
I'll be home soon. I'll be home
The only person I ever lost and needed back was me.
Let me provide you with a little secret. If you never quit, you could never lose. Alright, y'all, let's see what I got for you today. Now I want to take a second to talk about honesty. You know, I say be honest with the whole world, you know? It's a better way to go. It's way less effort. It's way less work. People respect it. It's just the way it is. But the most important person to be honest with is yourself. You know, so many adults I see these days are committed to lying to themselves. I don't know why. Maybe like to avoid your accountability or responsibility. I'm not sure. Like maybe it's like an ego issue.
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Doctor News Network. You know where Negro news comes first. And I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. We know that white women dating black men always going to be taboo, even though it's getting a lot more popular as the years progress. And this particular story is no different, but I think with the boldness is what's going to get you. Now, obviously, black men who are going to white colleges or white universities, they're interacting with white women more. And when they come home with these women, situations are getting very intense. Now, this is what the black mom said that the young man said. She happened to be at a barbershop overhearing the conversation. Now we have white women themselves declaring their love for black men.
If someone said to me, what is the main thing that I think about every day? Do you know what it would be? Literally just black men. Like, I don't even think it's an issue now. Like, I used to think that it was an issue, and I never used to talk to people about it, but I generally think, like, that is my obsession, and that's what keeps me happy every single day. Knowing that I'm a black man's dream as well, and that only really black men want me. So, I feel like I was just literally put on earth to be a woman that loves black men, and a black man to love a white woman. Like, without me, it wouldn't be the same in this world. I'm here for the black men, and the black men are here for me.
But what made it worse was the comments. The first brother, Good Living, he says, okay, who y'all think going to win the NBA Finals? They Chronicles. Not gonna lie, we need more DBs like her. I don't know what that means. Pumpkin says, he legit said the opposite. She said black men Carter and worship her technically. Now, this is interesting. She said she was made for the black man made for her. You know what I'm saying? She exists because of the black man. I mean, she's talking like real cocky with it too, man, right? That's crazy. So then what else do we get? What delude? Let me say it, yeah, normally it is delusional, but I'm gonna tell you right now, right? Because so many black men have blown her heads up and told her all of that. Look, it's delude for you, but it's real life for her. That's how Shannon Sharp got caught up, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's what goes down out here in these streets. Somebody says, white dude, future single mom on welfare checks, EBT card, government assistance with no black father around. Nah, she look alright. She gonna be after dudes that got money. And I believe her name is Layla Linda anyway, so she ain't gonna be just dealing with the pookies. Yeah, because black men love to be fetishized. To a degree, it's true. This is all an agenda they are pushing. Man, facts. Go ahead and clap them and get your ass caught up. You know what I'm saying? Be like Shannon Sharp Jr. Dude said, look, he ready to sing. I wear Timberlands like every other week, so let the snow fall where it may. It is May, ain't it? Better go ahead, brother. This one says, that's what y'all get putting these chicks on a pedestal. Anyways, what y'all doing this weekend? It is true, brothers do be putting them on the pedestal, but like I said, if your own community ain't kind of feeling you, you know what I'm saying, and you get somebody talking like this, hey, you know, it's just like religion or anything else. So she looks like a Whoa Vicky in a different font. And I agree, black men would definitely like this kind of woman. I just can't get over the fact you can see she's British before she even speaks. Another person goes, you're just a good time for a one-night girlfriend. Well, I hate to say, I don't think that's true. Somebody gonna wife her, for real. Somebody with money, too. I mean, if that's how she feel, do you. Now, let me just say this. A lot of sisters gotta understand what's going on. These white women, and she don't even sound like she was from the States. Maybe she was from like
goats.
Until one day,
you're just a good time for a one-night girlfriend. Who I hate to say, I don't think that's true. Somebody gonna wipe her, for real. Somebody with money too. I mean, if that's how she feel, do you? Now let me just say this. A lot of sisters gotta understand what's going on here. These white women, and she don't even sound like she was from the States, maybe she was from like Britain or Australia, but they just letting y'all know now. We want y'all's meat, okay? I know some sisters will be like, we don't care, we not tripping. Okay, like, now they getting bold about it. This is what they need with me, this is what we doing, I need them, I want them, and you saw the comment. You know, the brothers is like, where you at? You feel me? So this is what's happening now. White women are getting way too comfortable saying stuff like this. I mean, I don't really mind interracial dating and all this stuff. Interracial dating, that's y'all's business. But if the black men are your piece and they're all this, like, what is it specifically about the black men? Like, what is it? You never said what it was. And to be honest, we have great black men. But again, is this another level of just fetishizing the black men? It's because you're just attracted to them? Is that what it is? And then don't end up like Shannon Sharp, getting a big black baby and all this stuff put in you and stuff, and then getting your ass sued later. So brothers gotta watch out for the tricks. But these white women out here, they are, and she wasn't bad looking at all. They gonna make themselves available to their brothers. But you gotta understand, this is where we at, sisters. It's getting worse. Next story! Guys, I love going to the gym even though I'm fat as hell, right? Going to the gym is cool. But have you ever imagined going to the gym and somebody was looking at your significant other in the gym? And if they were, would you confront them? This woman did.
I am, and I don't think that first of all, I don't come in here to look at you, man. I like to start there. So if you impress me about being insecure about this look that you are, it's not insecurity. Look, they're on the just that. So,
Okay, no, I just want you to look at your mind. I hear you, and I apologize because it sounds like you don't even know what I'm talking about. So I just with my man that day, driving a walk and stuff, but I gave you a smile. Look, I saw both of you. So that's how that was. Yeah, you were looking at me, you were like, yeah, okay. So after that, then I came out here to finish out my workout, and then we were done, and she brought that up. And I was like, oh, did she have bases? I saw you walk past, and you were like, you slowed down, like right up the corner, and you were like wiping the foot. And I understand you can't get workouts, but I was like, why would she slow down right there? Like, I'm standing right there. She's seen us both walk in together. So I'm just trying to paint the picture.
I mean, I just don't know about this. Like, why would you go and even confront this lady? Because your man, like, oh, she smiled at me and she came over there. Like, what are you talking about? Somebody in the comments said that that man must have cheated on her before. And that must be right. Like, you are way too protective. Oh, you looking at my man like, listen, if he gonna cheat on you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Alright? Same thing with a woman. If she gonna cheat on you, ain't nothing you can do about it. People do what they want to do when they feel like doing it. That's all it is. So I don't know why you over here acting like, you know, Captain Save him, and then you over there apologizing. Your dude probably in the background like laughing at you like, ha ha ha, look at how I got hurt. You look a mess and you look insane. Next story! So guys, how much money do you need to get with a woman? Alright? Can you be broke? Can you be down bad? Can you be dusty? I'm broke, I'm down bad, and I'm dusty. Okay? BDD. Broke, down bad, dusty. Okay? Check out my new album, BDD. Anyways, this sister has went viral. I believe her name is Ariel. For basically giving these requirements for black men.
The man in my comments because I said you got to have money in a relationship with me. That is true. It is not back in the day no more. Well, shit wasn't that expensive. Everything is expensive, even me. I cost. Yeah. And you got to have a car also. I don't want to hear that this old school Dunker's in the shop for the last 5 years and you don't know when it's coming out. Well, let me know when you get one. A regular car. Yeah. And if you got an old school Crown Vic and your starter went out, you're not starting this car. Let me know when you get one. There's no such thing. Yeah, and I'm a big deal. Literally. If I got money, you got to have money. But ladies, let me say this. Also, you need to provide what you require. But that's simple. It's easy for us. Like sometimes most of these women, we have everything coming in the relationship. We do. Now I don't know who y'all been dealing with that ain't got shit, but a lot of us ladies that's established with careers and all that, we got it out. I require the same thing though. Yeah, I don't want to hear your story. That was in my 20s when I didn't give a damn about nothing, not looks, just only personality and how he treated me because I lived in the projects. You know, I thought I was in a rich then. So it wasn't that much. But now, who? You better have some money. Call it what you want, go digging, use it. I don't give a damn. I know how to pay for that too, but at the same time, I ain't saying now as soon as we start talking, you got to pay my rent, my lights, my water, all none of that. But what I am saying is if I say, hey boo, it's been 6 months, get my oil changed.
Welcome, Tavern Keeper. In this game, you will become a tavern owner, managing your own cozy tavern, crafting fresh...
My oil change. You should have to call your homeboy, your grandma, your auntie, or nobody to borrow the money. That's what I'm saying. Because then you ain't got no business with me. Thank you.
I don't think these are that bad. I think that these are very basic, and I think that anybody mad at her, I mean, obviously she was like, I cost a lot and all that. I mean, yeah, anybody who's weaving and sailing cost a lot. But most dudes are not really tripping off the weaving and sailing, to be honest, because we're so used to wigging and sailing. I think it's more whatever. Now, you're gonna deal with black women, you're gonna deal with the weaves, wigs, and sandals. That's just, it's just a package. They come with it. Weaves, wig, WWS, not WWF, WWS. It's gonna come. They're gonna have weaves, they're gonna have wigs, they're gonna have sandals. And them things cost a lot of money. Except for the shoe part, they'll be going to pay less than Target, getting them Target sandals. But yeah, this is a very balanced view. I don't know how nobody got hate her for this, because she's also telling the women if you want a man to do something for you, you gotta be worth it. And that is basically what I don't hear from a lot of ladies online. It's just, the man gotta do this, and he gotta do that. But your ass ain't gotta do nothing. Next story! Guys, we have a really good show. You have the white woman who's begging for the black man. You have the girl who confronted the lady in the gym over her boyfriend. And then you have this situation where the young sister at the end was telling you how much money she needed for you to deal with her. Who shall win the Dusty Award of the day? Jeopardy music! Drum roll, please! It's the second lady in the damn gym. How dare you? You over there confronting somebody else about your damn man. You so damn silly and insane. What is wrong with you, girl? You don't sit your ass down and have several seats. What are you doing? What are you talking about? You don't even make no damn sense. You sound insecure as F, okay? You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why you went over there because you thought she looked good. You thought that she was your man's type. That's why you took your ass over there mad and stuff with your dusty self. You need to sit down and boo if he cheating on you. PlanetOC@gmail.com, because don't nobody want me. I'm just saying, I'm definitely gonna be faithful to you. Because I'm faithful to one thing, which is cheating.
Got him! Today's topic, Diddy's going to jail. Question isn't if, but how long. Now, I've been following this case, doing my research, learning all the small little details involved, rubbing baby oil on myself just to get in the, the mind of a predator. A smooth predator. Oh, you don't like me violating your boundaries? That's how guys feel. This is fighting. This is fighting. Let me get shot. Oh my God. Get shot for off. The fuck you ain't shot, nigga. You gotta be so aggressive. I like it when you get angry. I like it when you get angry, Dave. Yo, this ain't trap. Yeah, I love this drink. Will you put my back? I like when you like this, Daddy. Will you put my back? Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping and shit. I like it when you like that, Daddy. Like, yo, it was weird watching hip-hop niggas call each other daddy, like it was it's not. No, I'm sorry. I looked at Fabulous and everyone in that room, Nori, all of them different. They just did shit. But you know what? That's how powerful it is. He got these rap dudes. These rap dudes that big things when they were kids.
I'm here in Marissa Tomei's kitchen. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. 59, going strong.
Wait, what do you do? What's your secret?
I have many secrets.
Do you take collagen? I used to, but I guess it comes from...
Dudes that big things when they were kids.
And now it's like, oh, I can't say much because this motherfucker might blow back off. They stayed silent.
I
They
think
just
blowing
looked
up
at
their
each
car is the least of their worries. They were worried he's going to try to blow something else against their wheel. Yeah. Make sure they are oiled up, dolled up, ready to inflate. Now, with that in mind.
Oh, a couple of pumps? Is that what you got?
Getting back to the serious facts.
Take that.
I think I've been hearing a lot of chatter, and I wanted to kind of address it because I think there's a lot of misconceptions. People who believe that this is just this video, I want you guys to not think necessarily and focus in on Cassie and whether or not she's the perfect victim. Let's look at the totality of what's involved and what's the charges and what evidence has been brought forth so far. Let's focus on that because that's going to be the big sole determiner of whether or not he's going to be found guilty. And a lot of it, I'll be honest with you, they could have ran this case without Cassie. But the other stuff they got, that's the baby oil. So, the testimony that we've heard so far has a lot of people convinced that this is just a DV situation, but it's not. And the reason why is if you have an understanding of what the charges are laid against him, you understand that one, they've already done a lot of the legwork to prove racketeering, which is the RICO charge, and also prove the charges of trafficking. Now, a lot of you don't believe that, but I'll explain how the violence ties into everything. So, if you look at what Diddy's being charged with, he's actually quite a few things. There's racketeering and conspiracy, okay? So racketeering conspiracy, which is the RICO charge. And to understand what a RICO charge is, a RICO case requires at least 2 related crimes within 10 years. Ongoing illegal activity linked to an enterprise that affects interstate commerce. In this case, basically Sean Combs is the head of an organization, and through his staff and his orders, he ran a criminal enterprise. Now, you guys might not believe that, but understand what the 2 crimes that we need to prove. For those who think that there's no RICO involved in this, I can tell you for certain that they're going to have him on narcotics distribution, and they're also going to have him, there's also one for prostitution.
Diddy is indicted for a total of 8 predicate RICO charges, those being acts of kidnapping, acts of arson, bribery, obstruction of justice via evidence tempering, forced labor, sex trafficking, transportation for purposes of prostitution and possession with intent to distribute cocaine, oxy, MDMA, or ecstasy, among others.
This is where things in regards to the racketeering get interesting. They're going to have them on the prostitution as well. And the reason being is they have the escorts. They can prove that they traveled across state lines based on plane tickets and all that stuff. They're going to have, I think they're going to have like 7 or 8 prostitutes. So they're going to have him on that charge, okay? And then the distribution of narcotics, if you guys remember on one of the first dates, they had an FBI agent come, and when they went to his hotel, they actually confiscated a large amount of drugs, which they showcased. So the reason why they had that person testify that everyone glossed over is they're setting up all the elements needed to prove racketeering. The idea that you guys believe that there is none involved, you guys are not paying that close attention in regards to everyone that they're bringing up. The prosecution is laying out an ironclad case.
I think that more people that are saying that don't even know the case.
No, I just mentioned those 2, which are pretty much guaranteed. There's also bribery. The hotel staff member who witnessed Diddy beat Cassie, and then Diddy asked him, listen, I'll give you money, just get rid of the tape. That man is also testifying that Diddy tried to bribe him. The employees who are part of the racketeering conspiracy of Diddy, a lot of them are testifying into the case about how Diddy got them to go up to people and silence them with money, pay them off. So they're going to have bribery also. So there's a whole bunch. And also, Cassie's already, I believe, testified to the fact that Diddy's paid people off. So you're having everyone corroborate what is the case against Diddy by the state. So that's 3. Obstruction of justice. They have Diddy and try to intimidate, trying to pay off witnesses in this. That is obstruction of justice. If you try to destroy evidence in relation to this case, that is obstruction of justice. It'll be very easy, in my opinion, to let them prove this as well.
We can't protect you from baby oil and Diddy, but we can protect you while you're surfing the internet, thanks to today's sponsor.
police officer will be spending the next few days off the clock thinking about her actions after being put on leave for what can be considered an inappropriate post on social media. KSLA News 12's Andrew Wellman spoke with police today about the officer on leave and her actions. He's in the First Alert Center right now with more details. Andrew, what is going on?
Chris, that is right. SPD Officer Brianna Harrison has found themselves in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Officer Brianna Harris has been placed on emergency leave by the Shreveport Police Department. In the video she posted on social media, Officer Harris can be seen in SPD uniform with music with racial slurs playing in the background. The SPD has a strict social media policy requiring officers who choose to identify themselves as officers to present themselves respectively and professionally. KSLA spoke with Corporal Chris Bordelon about the controversial incident.
In the previous days, we've been made aware of some social media videos that are depicting the Shreveport Police Department in an unpleasant way. Chief Smith has acted very swiftly and has placed this officer on emergency leave. And we really want the public to know that some of the comments and some of the things that have been seen on social media are not indicative of the beliefs or the structure of the Shreveport Police Department.
Officer Harrison is currently being investigated for social media posts as well as an incident that occurred while they were off duty where they allegedly got into a physical altercation. As we learn more information, we'll keep you updated on the KSLA News 12 app or on KSLA.com. Reporting from the First Alert Center. Well, KSLA.